Hi, my name is April, and I'm the Peaceful Wife. As a recovering perfectionist myself, I would like to talk to you about the idol of perfectionism. It can really get a hold of us sometimes and become this all-consuming drive that everything has to be perfect. So just for all of you perfectionists out there, I purposely did not clean up the room or straighten up anything. In fact, I even opened a bunch of cabinets, and so you can see the messy stuff inside, and you can see my kids' stuff is on the TV tray over there, and there's stuff on the table in the dining room. There's Legos all over the windowsills. This room is not clean, and I'm okay with that. I'll clean it eventually, but I'm not going to worry about it. To show you that it is possible to not be consumed by perfectionism. What is being a perfectionist? Well, my definition is that we believe that things, people, situations, ourselves need to be perfect all the time, by our own definition, of course. We learn this sometimes from our parents. Maybe they're trying to show us how to do a chore and they're trying to show us how to do it right, which is great. And it is good to be responsible, and it is good to do a job and do it well. But sometimes we can take it too far and make the job more important than people. We can make situations or perfection more important than love. That's not good. I think too, being in school, I was such a perfectionist. I wanted high A's. When you're an identical twin like I am, and people are constantly comparing you to your twin sister, you don't want to be the ugly twin. You don't want to be the frumpy twin. You don't want to be the less smart twin, the less beautiful twin, the fat twin. So you get compared all the time, and being a twin made the competition even greater, I think. And then I also took classical flute and piano lessons, and my teachers were, especially as I got into high school, were very strict. And it really helped me become totally OCD because it has to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, it's not okay, and the world is going to end. Every measure must be perfect, and you have to put 5 pennies on top of the piano and play each measure 5 times in a row perfectly, and every time you play it perfectly, you slide a penny over to the other side of the stand, and then you play it again, and if you did it perfectly, you can slide another penny over, and if you mess up, you have to slide all the pennies back until you can do each measure 5 times in a row perfectly. Well, that's enough to make you OCD. And if that wasn't enough, I had to have high A's, not just an A. It needed to be a high A. Really, I wanted it to be a 100, and if I got a 99, I was upset, and I would focus on that one problem that I missed instead of being thankful that I got a 99. That's a really miserable way to live, and I didn't know any other way to live. But the idea behind perfectionism is if you are perfect, you will be loved. You will be accepted. You will be the best. You will be better than other people. You'll get the best grade. Maybe even you believe that you can earn heaven if you're perfect, if you're good enough. God will be impressed. That's not what the Bible says, though. The Bible says that we are all wretched sinners who desperately need Jesus. In Isaiah, God says that our best attempts at being holy and righteous are like filthy, bloody menstrual rags to him. That's what we are without Jesus. Even when I'm trying my best, I'm still full of sin without him. And the thing about perfectionism that's really misleading, because it seems like such a great idea. Yeah, it sounds godly to want everything to be perfect. I mean, God's perfect, so that's a great idea, right? God would like that idea. This is a good thing. But the focus when you're focusing on being perfect, the focus is on what is bad. The focus is on the 5% or the 1% or the 0.0001% of things that are wrong. Gratitude and perfectionism are complete opposites. Perfectionism causes us a lot of stress because it's impossible for us to do. I mean, I used to make myself sick about tests and things, and I had friends that would make themselves so sick, and it was always girls, that they'd have to leave the classroom during a test and go throw up. It's really hard to concentrate when you're that upset all the time in a test. The thing about perfectionism is that it creates a judgmental, critical spirit full of complaining. And there's no room for gratitude and joy, appreciation, or peace, because you can't be at peace until everything is perfect. And even then, you can't be happy. You're just meeting the minimum requirements. Perfection is the minimum requirements. And if you do things perfectly, you cannot be content. You can't be joyful. It's a sad way to live. It's a very sad way to live. The two greatest commandments, Jesus says, are to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. And the second one is like it, to love people as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. God is not going to grade us on if all the cabinet doors are shut, if all the toys are always picked up, if the room was swept every single day or twice a day. He's not going to grade me on whether there are scuff marks on my floor and scratches. He's not going to grade me on how clean my car is, thankfully. We obsess over these things that seem like such a big deal, when really, once this life is over, and it's going to be over really soon, this stuff doesn't matter. God is going to look at, how did we love him? How did we love other people? Part of loving my family is going to be that I will pick up the room and keep things reasonably straight. But if I am so obsessed with having everything perfect that I am hateful and disrespectful or cruel or mean to my family, then that's what matters most to God, not how clean my house is. That saying that cleanliness is next to godliness is not from the Bible. I'm not sure who made it up. Maybe some of you know, but it's not from the Bible. I pray that we might have God's priorities and live with a grateful, thankful heart and look at the good things and talk about the good things, and that we might use our words to build up our families, to say what we love, to say what we're thankful for, to say how joyful we are, to say how peaceful we are, to say what we appreciate, and to use our words to encourage and breathe life into our families, our husbands, our children. I pray that we might be free from this idol of perfectionism, and that we might find our joy in Jesus alone.